Hello YouTube, I'm Khadijah's mom. I am here to kind of go over the review that I put in for on Bayfront Medical Hospital. I had said that Bayfront Medical Hospital did quite a few things to Khadijah that I did not say they could do. And they tried to cover up a lot of stuff. So pretty much I would say Bayfront, I've caught them. Because I've gone over her records, page by page, line by line, and I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a parent. I'm a mother. And these are my 4 kids behind me. That's me over there. I used to be like that. But anyway, these are my 4 kids. The youngest one, he started out at the age of 16 as a firefighter, and he went from 16 into 19. He was still in high school. He volunteered at the age of 16 here in Prince William County, and while he was volunteering, he was still in high school, and he was being trained. Actually, here in Prince William County, what they do is they train you as a volunteer as I think it's like 16 and a half, right before you turn 17, and right about that time you're probably still in the 11th grade, but they train you to become a full firefighter. So that's what he did. The way it all got started was he got his driver's license. He wanted to use the car, and I said, well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? And he said, you told me I could drive if I got my license. And I said, well, and I'm talking about the youngest, Jaleel, the Marine guy. He was a firefighter too at one point. So anyway, I told him, I said, if you go volunteer with the fire department, if they hire you, I'll allow you to use the car. So sure enough, he got hired and he got trained as a firefighter, and that's what he enjoyed doing. Right after that, Jaleel, the youngest one, he left to go into the Marine Corps, and that's what he did. Khadijah lived in Pinellas County, Florida, and they call it Largo. But Pinellas has a lot of areas. They have St. Petersburg, Tampa, Largo, Florida. And they have one other part, St. Petersburg, Largo. They have one other part. I forget the name of it. But she lived in Clearwater. That's what it is. They also have Clearwater. So all that is packed in right there together. Khadijah lived there by herself with her son. On December 16th, 2017, Khadijah called her ex to come over to pick up the baby so she could go to work that night. And when he showed up, she ended up dead. She ended up with her head run over. Only her head, no other part of her body, but just her head was run over by the back tire of the Range Rover on the passenger side. So somehow, while she was buckling the baby into the backseat of the car, he accelerated and he ran over her head. He also dragged her. Khadijah had gone to school for nursing, and she was also she was working part-time at a strip club, and she was also going to school and she was in school for hair. She was going to the school of Aveda School of Hair. She was in school for hair, and she was pretty much doing whatever she wanted to, which is what all my kids did. They started out young, what they liked doing. Khadijah's always wanted to do hair and nails and makeup since she was young, and she's always cared about people, so that's what led her to going into nursing. Jaleel, the youngest one, he always loved the Marine Corps. He was in the Young Marines when he was younger, and he always loved firefighting, fire trucks. So that's what he ended up doing when he grew up. My other son over here, he always loved airplanes. since he was the smallest. You could see him in the window. He's like 5 years old, taking a picture in the window of some type of fighter plane from off of Andrews Air Force Base, because they would always go to the air shows and watch the planes. They would always go with Jalil's father, with their stepfather, and watch the planes. And that's what he always wanted to do. He always wanted to be a pilot, and that's what he is. He's an attack helicopter pilot. My oldest daughter, Jamila, every summer she would volunteer at the schools. She always volunteered in the office. She did any little thing. Maybe summer school she volunteered for. So she was the errand runner, or she worked in the office, answered the phones. So that's what she does now. She's gone to school, got her bachelor's degree. She loves design. She makes all of her clothes. She makes clothing. She designs swimsuits. She designs dresses and swimwear. And she has her own clothing line, and it's called Jamila's Boutiques. So if you go online, you'll see her boutique. She has a boutique on there. So that's what she does on her spare time. And she also works at a middle school, actually. So she works with kids that are, I want to say in their teens, like 12, 13-year-old kids. And she loves children. So that, and all my kids are off on their careers. They've been off on their careers since, well, Jalil, the youngest one, he started when he was 16. So, it got to the point that after he was at the fire department for a while, after, I guess, you become a senior in high school, then, or become 17, I think it is, then you can stay overnight. So that became his new family. So that's the story of my kids. So this is what led me to wanting to know how Khadijah left here. Gotta take a minute. I was there when she was born. So when she was killed, or when the hospital said she was brain dead, I felt like these were responsible professionals that were going to handle my child like as if I would have handled my child, because she was my child, and because these were people that asked me to trust them, because they asked, they bugged, they stressed for her organs. So a lot of things happened prior to them asking and stressing me for her organs that I didn't know about. Khadijah arrived there on the 16th of December to Bayfront Medical Hospital, and a surgeon called me here at home, and he told me that my daughter had been in a car accident, and excuse me. He told me my daughter had been in a car accident, and that this was the surgeon talking to me, and somehow he got my phone number before my daughter even went into surgery, and he asked my permission to move forward and perform surgery on her, and I gave her my permission, and I told him that he knew he was calling me here in Virginia. I told him my brother lives there within a half an hour, and that I'll call my brother right away, and my brother should be there within the half an hour. And the surgeon said okay. So my brother was there. My brother got there right away. A lot of things, like I said, happened. I looked in her records, and I saw that 10:03 p.m. Dr. Frederick, she requested they start measuring Khadijah's organs, and then that information was sent out to the organization, and then they contacted the recipients the next morning. And meanwhile, all this is going on, no one has said anything to me. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there because I want to take just that small portion of what I've said, and I want to show you what I have that talks about what I've just said so far. So far I've only talked about the fact that after she arrived, and she did arrive unresponsive, but she was not dead. She was not dead. She was also pregnant. So I want to show you that information, and I'm going to let you judge for yourself if I'm, just being a little bit overboard, which I would appreciate, because like I told you when I did my flowers, that I need closure. And for me right now, it seems like I've got closure because I know what happened to her at the hospital. I really do. So I'm going to show you guys what I found, and you can confirm. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to go on a YouTube live stream, and I'm going to do a Zoom YouTube live stream where I'll be able to post my documents and let you guys see what I have to find out if what I'm looking at is right. So thank you guys for, hey, you've been sticking with me since 2018 or 2017, and I finally found out what happened to my child. So as far as the police department, that's a whole nother story. But thanks for listening, and I'm going to show you guys my timeline. And here comes Nazareth. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Nazareth. Say hi. Say hi. I'm Nazareth. I'm Nazareth. Okay, bye guys. Nazareth has to eat. Nazareth has to go out before it gets dark. And Nazareth is stepping on my foot. Oh, wait.